Okay, it's time for the May TBR. I cannot believe it's almost May, but before we get into it, May is a very special month for me. It's my anniversary month with Ryan, and we already exchanged gifts because we're insane. Like, he bought me the box light that I use now, and he also got me this shirt, which one of my favorite YouTube channels is Movies with Mikey. So it's, I think, the actual channel's Film Joy, but like it's his series on it. I don't know. He helps my mental health a lot, and there's a jingle for a thing he was talking about. I don't know if it happened before this, but there was a Star Trek series episode, and I love Star Trek, and it's this thing, it's like Schoolhouse Rock, and it goes, no one knows what they're doing, and that speaks to me on a spiritual level. So he bought me this shirt, and I love it so much, so I'm wearing it. I might just always wear it. Honestly, being a grad student, it's how I feel 80% of the time. Now, we're going to talk about the two things I'm still currently reading. I might finish one up, and it might be on the wrap-up. Who knows? When I'm filming this, there's still, I guess, 2 days and a night left in the month, so we'll see what happens. It just depends on if I finish it before I film the wrap-up or not. And the other one I for sure probably won't, and I don't want to rush it, and I don't care. So I decided to pick up The Space Between Worlds by Micaiah Johnson. This is a mood read. It was not on my TBR for last month, and I just wanted sci-fi, and I just wanted quick, action-packed sci-fi, and this is delivering. This is great. I knew I was going to like it. I'm not that far into it, but like, it's been reading pretty fast. Like, I'm only that far so far. It's multi-dimensional travel. It's definitely got a lot of social commentary on like economies and class systems. I am liking it. I'm not going to say too much about it. I can talk about it in a future weekly wrap-up or monthly wrap-up in the future, but I'm currently working on this. And I know the cover just does not come across well on camera, but it is stunning in person. It's why I bought it. Like, it's so pretty, like almost rainbow. I really like it. And I really like the whole, like, the rich half and the poor half. I really like this cover. And I'm really liking the writing and the main character's perspective we're in. It's kind of like what I like from a standalone sci-fi when I want like a more plot-driven sci-fi book, and it's really delivering for me at the moment. And to pair with that, I am reading The Mad Ship by Robin Hobb. I think my Kindle told me 27% of the way through that bad boy. Loving it. Absolutely adoring it. So good. And honestly, I don't even know how she does it. She makes me so tense all the time. I'm just always like on the edge of my seat, even in just like family conversations. I'm just like, oh, no, ah. Like, I get really, really stressed. And then there's like the actual moments where you should be stressed, and then I'm just like, ah. So a lot of emotional responses. Less anger this time, thankfully. Although there are more people for me to be annoyed with. The list just grows. Like, we get to meet the main ruler of this area, and like, whew, the incompetence on that one. I think that's what bothers me, is these people in power who are causing pain, who are also incompetent. That's a theme for me. Like, I don't know. I would just rather them be competent if they're going to be bad, if that makes sense. So those are the two things I'm currently reading, and I'm for sure going to continue Mad Ship into the next month. I do not foresee myself finishing it within the next 3 days. I'll get pretty far, but that book's over 800 pages, and I'm only 230 pages in. And, I mean, if I end up binging it, I will, but I am on a new path to just read books as quickly as they want to be read. I'm trying not to stress myself out. But now I have the rest of this TBR. And kind of going with the theme of, like, apparently I'm getting to know myself well enough that I can mood read, which is exciting. I have always wanted to know how to mood read, but I think part of it is, like, knowing your mood. And up until this point, I haven't read enough to really know what type of book I'm feeling at any given point, or how to palate cleanse. Like, I've done some of it organically, but sometimes it's just like random luck that I'll pick a book and it fits my mood. And I want to be a little better at that, but I still love lists. So I'm still going to have a list, and there are for sure things that I have to get done on that list, but then there's going to be some flexibility at the end of the list where I am going to have options that I know I'll pick one of those things, but I don't know which one, because I for sure cannot get to all of these. That's not happening. We're going on a little mini getaway vacation in May, and I'm probably not going to be reading that much. I also need to work on my dissertation for school. Like, time does not exist everywhere, and also I can't read all the time. I will get burnt out. It's just, I like to watch TV. I like to watch movies. I'm trying to play more video games. I want to see my friends. A lot of my friends just got their first dose of the vaccine, so like that is happening so soon. But regardless, I'm really excited about this list. Although there are some on here that I don't know what I'll think of them because I didn't get to pick them. So we'll start with like all of my, for sure, have to get them done for book clubs or other obligations. We've got Shugiebane. I don't know if that's how you say it. It's like based in Scotland. I don't want to say historical fiction, but maybe historical fiction. It takes place in the 1980s and 1990s Scotland, I think near Glasgow. I've read the first chapter actually, because the other day I was like wanting to pick up another book and I'm like, well, let's see what you have, read a chapter. I did a mini read a chapter challenge for myself and I read it and it looks like it's gonna be pretty depressing. It won a prize. I'm sure maybe the cover I'm showing has like the prize sticker on it. So it's gonna be another great depressing read for the book club. We do that a lot. I'm hoping I like it. The writing style is good. The only reason I didn't keep reading it is that I think it has the same level of density that Robin Hobb does, which isn't a bad thing, but like I was kind of looking for something that was quicker than Robin Hobb for me. And it's definitely, I think, going to be immersive, which will be good, except it's going to be sad. That's all I know about it. I think it's about like a boy and his mom living in poverty. And yeah, maybe it'll have an uplifting ending. I don't know. But that's for my local book club. And then for my book club, for the Patreon book club in May, we are reading Wild Seed by Octavia Butler. I think this is sci-fi, but I've heard rumors that gods are involved. So maybe it's sci-fantasy, which like, let's hope. I've been wanting to read more Octavia Butler, gosh, since I read Kindred 2.5 years ago, so long ago. But I'm really excited. I've got this on my Kindle. I've been itching to read it. I was so excited when my Patreons like voted for this for book club. I think it's the first in a series that's 4 books long. I don't know, this is an interesting series, because technically this is the first chronologically, but not the first published. And normally I go publication order, but I think a lot of people that I trust read it starting with the first book. But then there's a whole book, I think, in this series that like is out of print because Octavia Butler did not like it. So I don't really know. I'll have to cross that bridge when I get there. I'll probably just read it in like the order that it's sold, like, you know, the 1, 2, whatever. But I'm excited for that. And then my Patreon always gets to vote for a book on my TBR. And Stephanie, this is for you. I will read Anne of Green Gables. I don't know anything about this book. My like children literature growing up was like Little House on the Prairie, Little Women. I've read those things. I never read Anne of Green Gables. So I don't know. I'm optimistic. I know Andy really liked it when he picked it up in December. It's obviously Stephanie's, like, one of her favorites. So I'm hoping it's a really wholesome, easy read and that I have fun. Because if it's depressing, there's too many depressing books on this list. I need something uplifting. So I'm really hoping for that. I'm excited. I have no expectations. Like, I don't read classics very often. I don't read children's classics very often. I don't even know if it's meant to be children literature. Like, it's like how Little Women's technically written for children, but if I were to give that to an 8-year-old right now, I don't know how well they would do, you know? Like, so we'll see. And then I need to read an ARC this month, and I'm reading Sorrowland by Rivers Solomon. I love their work. I've read An Unkindness of Ghosts. I've read The Deep. I am very, very pumped for this. I don't know what genre it is. I know it's speculative. We'll just say it's speculative. I don't know. Judith read it from Dead Good Book Reviews, really liked it, so I'm really pumped. So that is the ARC. If I have time, I'd like to get to another one, but I think that's all I have time for this month, so that's the ARC of the month. And now I have a book for, just because I wanted more sci-fi, I'm going to read The Stars Are Legion by Cameron Hurley. This is like with Octavia Butler. I have wanted to read another Cameron Hurley since I read The Light Brigade, and it's been 2 years. What am I doing? I don't know much about it, but kind of like The Space Between Worlds, it's like that standalone, quicker sci-fi, I hope. It says it's 400 pages, so that's what I'm hoping for. I think there's like kind of an amnesia plot arc, and I'm all here for that. I like when a character is really confused. And I hear it's 2 first-person perspectives, which is important, because I need that for my bingo card, for my fantasy bingo challenge. And this is on my 21 to read in 2021. So it's good that it's made it on a TBR. Look at me, accomplishing goals. And the last one I want to talk about is The Empress of Salt and Fortune. I do not know how to say this author's name, so I'm not going to, but I'm going to look it up for when I do wrap-ups on it and I can say it. But I'm going to read this. This is a novella that so many people have read and loved, and I'm excited. It's also up for many nominations. I don't know if it's for both the Nebula and the Hugo, but it's, I think, for sure up for the Hugo, which excites me, and I'm trying to pick away at those if I can. It works for my bingo card. It's also like the Asian readathon next month, and although I won't be able to do every prompt, this works for quite a few of the prompts for that readathon, and I'm excited to read that. And there's a sequel novella I can pick up if I really get along with it. So yeah, I liked last month that I had a novella because it was just like a nice palate cleanser. It's just like a quick way to feel accomplished because I always happen to have a bunch of tomes that, like, they're great. I love them. They take up a lot of my time though, and then I don't get to feel accomplished very quick, and sometimes you need that serotonin, that endorphin rush of like, I finished a book. So I'm happy to have that on there. And then the rest of this is all like, I know I'm reading stuff off of this list, but I could not really tell you which one when, except for I guess this next one. I'm for sure at least starting, but not guaranteeing to finish Memories of Ice by Steven Erikson. It is time to continue. I feel refreshed. I'm ready to dive in, but this is longer than even Dead House Gates, which took me 26 days to read. Yeah, this is like, whoa, 913 pages. So, and the font is smaller. So I'm for sure going to give myself at least, 2 months, unless, as I'm reading it, I want to read it faster. Again, going to the whole, I want to read books as fast as they want to be read. So if this is a chapter a day, it's a chapter a day. If it's a couple chapters a day, that's what it is. So I do want to pick this up. I'm not telling myself I have to finish it, though. I'm for sure picking it up, though. Now, the rest of this, really, though, I don't know what's happening. So what's really exciting is that Chloe from Thistleverse has started the Broken Earth trilogy read-along. So it's the perfect excuse for me to finally reread the Broken Earth trilogy by N.K. Jemisin. So this is another one that I'm for sure starting in May, but might not finish in May, because the read-along starts May 15th, and it's like 100 pages per week. So I'm, might get 200 some pages in, so like halfway through it. I have already reread the first 2 sentences, though, and I have regrets. If you need to know why you should pick up this book, let me read you the first 2 sentences, okay? Let's start with the end of the world, why don't we? Get it over with and move on to more interesting things. Like I know everyone talks about how the first line in Mistborn is amazing, and I love Mistborn, but so I'm really excited. Don't know if I'll finish it, but I'm for sure starting it. And similar, Hero of Ages, I want to pick this up, but I don't know if I will be one of those things that I start at the end of the month and keep going into June, or if I'll actually finish it. And considering how much I'm liking the Mad Ship, I'm sure I want to get to Ship of Destiny as soon as I can. And once again, I don't know. Because all of these books that I'm talking to you right now are like tomes, except for maybe the Broken Earth trilogy. I think the Broken Earth trilogy is like a reasonable tome. Yeah, it's only like 400 some pages. So the rest of them, though, are like 800 pages, 900 pages. So realistically, probably not getting to all of those. And if my library hold comes in, I would like to read The Unbroken. So this is for the Space Sirens book club. It's been hard for me to get a hold of, though, so I might not make it in time for the live stream, but I'll have that information down below. But those are all the books that are on my radar. And there's so many other books that I want to read, too. I'm like very much in like a I want to read everything mood, but time is a thing. And I don't have all the time in the world, and I don't have all the energy in the world. So we'll see what happens. What are you reading? I'll have the Discord down below for my personal Discord. You can find a link to my Patreon if you're interested, but also for Chloe's Discord for the Broken Earth trilogy. Like I said, it starts May 15th. There's going to be casual sprints every week, I believe, and there's going to be that in the information for that in the Discord. And at the end of each book, for sure, we're going to have like live shows where we discuss the books, but there might also sometimes be like book club games. That's what she was telling me. I don't know. I'm really excited for everything she has planned. And there's a lot of other amazing co-hosts, and a lot of them are from quarantine pages, which is a thing I did last summer with a bunch of people that I really loved. So getting to be with those people again makes me so excited. And I'm just so happy she asked me to co-host and like this book. I'm so excited to reread it because I've been wanting to reread it the minute I finished Stone Sky. So it's been 2 years. I'm excited. But that's it for this one. If you want to leave an emoji, I don't know. Leave a city emoji because of this, because this reminds me of cities and stuff like that. You can either make it like a desert city or a city. I think you don't get that many options, but if you do, feel free to go crazy, and feel free to list your TBR down below or come onto my Discord and talk about your TBR. But otherwise, like if you liked it, subscribe if you want to, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.